everyone, Leslie Meese here, the Bodywork Guru, and today I'm actually going to show you how I make my own toothpaste out of coconut oil, baking soda, peppermint essential oil, and sea salt. So why you might want to make your own toothpaste? There are not a lot of great options for toothpaste on the market. I encourage you to go to your bathroom right now, get your toothpaste container, and start Googling some of those ingredients that are in your toothpaste. Most conventional toothpastes have not only sugar in them, but other added chemicals that really shouldn't be in your mouth or anywhere near your body. And unfortunately, that's the case for a lot of our personal care and household products. So I personally make my own toothpaste, and one of the big things that I noticed with that is that my tooth sensitivity actually went down after using my own homemade toothpaste for a while, even though I previously was using Sensodyne toothpaste for the sensitivity per the recommendation of my dentist. And I still had tooth sensitivity until I switched to this homemade toothpaste. So that tells me that I was reacting to something in the store-bought toothpaste. Now maybe there's some other options out there. Obviously not all toothpastes are bad, but a lot of them are not great. So I'll show you my recipe today. It's really easy. You can try it yourself. The other thing I really like about this toothpaste is how clean it leaves your mouth feeling. So it feels kind of like when you go to the dentist for your cleaning and they use that grittier kind of paste to clean your teeth. It feels more like that kind of a clean with this homemade toothpaste. And the other thing that I've noticed is now that I'm used to this, if I do use a conventional toothpaste, that kind of frothy feeling that you get in your mouth, that conventional toothpaste, like they really lather up a lot, I hate that. Because I've noticed now that if I use conventional toothpaste again, that feeling lasts in my mouth for hours. I can tell that it's hanging around in my mouth because I can feel the extra lather still coming for hours throughout the day. So I prefer this kind of toothpaste. It's really affordable. You can make it in huge batches or little batches, kind of whatever you prefer. And you can also personalize it with your own essential oils. I'm going to use peppermint today. If you have problems with gingivitis, you might want to add some tea tree to it. Although I encourage you to use peppermint with the tea tree just for the benefit of taste. You will have some baking soda taste with this toothpaste, which can take some getting used to. But frankly, you're not using toothpaste for the taste, are you? So I'm going to pause the video and shift into our demonstration. Okay, so here you can see all of my ingredients set up. I have baking soda, peppermint essential oil, coconut oil. I prefer to get organic virgin coconut oil. I have sea salt. So I like to mix this in a bowl because you're going to do a lot of stirring. You can get your ingredients in bulk like I have. I get my baking soda and my coconut oil at Costco. And I get my peppermint essential oil through pipingrock.com because I can order this huge canister of it, which makes it a lot more affordable. So this is a 16 ounce. There's also bulkapothecary.com is an option. If you want to go somewhere local, you can go to Rebecca's Apothecary in Boulder, or you can go to Apothecary Tinctura in Denver. So I put about 2 heaping tablespoons of of baking soda in here to start, and then a heaping tablespoon of coconut oil. And I'll show you a trick with this. I'm going to put in some of my peppermint essential oil because that will help emulsify the coconut oil as I start mixing this. So, a lot of homemade toothpastes get kind of liquidy, and coconut oil, right, is solid at room temperature, which you can see. Whoops. So, one thing that I discovered in many times of making this, I've been using this for years now, is that you have to kind of start with a little bit of the baking soda and mix it in, get it incorporated, and then you actually add more. So I'm going to add some of my salt as well, about a tablespoon. You also don't have to measure these ingredients. I usually just eyeball it. And I also get a feel, honestly, it depends on the temperature of your home as well. So I get a feel for, okay, in the wintertime my home is a little cooler, and so my toothpaste will be solid. It will be more solid because it's not as warm, and the coconut oil has a more solid consistency. And so I can add a little less baking powder. So I've mixed that all together. Now I'm going to add more baking soda. The reason that you can't add the baking soda all at the same time is because it will be too difficult to mix it and incorporate it in. So by adding more baking soda, you'll get that paste consistency. And when you're mixing it is a great time to figure out, is this going to be solid or liquid when it's sitting on my bathroom counter at room temperature? Because you can see how that's already more solidified. It has more substance to it. I'm going to add a bit more of my peppermint essential oil, because that, of course, will make it more liquidy. So I usually do a few rounds of adding the baking soda and then mixing it in so that I get a solid paste-like consistency instead of something that's really runny or soupy, because that's just going to be a mess. Now, I will say, while I'm mixing this, another thing you need to be aware of is that coconut oil will solidify in your pipes. I am not a plumber. I am not responsible if you back up your bathroom sink because you didn't pay attention to this part of the video. So you can either spit your toothpaste out in the toilet or into a trash can instead of into your sink. Or, just like with oil in the kitchen, you can put it down your drain at your own risk. What I do is run the water super hot. I run the water the whole time I'm brushing my teeth so that it can get really hot. And my water is hotter than most people's because I turn my hot water heater up higher. So I run my water super hot, I go ahead and brush my teeth, and I spit it in the sink just like you normally would. And then I allow that water to continue running super hot for a couple more minutes to make sure that all the coconut oil is flushed down. And technically, I don't think that's advised, but I also rent. I don't own my home. So if that's going to cause a problem over several years, then that's not something that I'm going to see results of. So, at your own caution, if you have old pipes or something like that, I would definitely just spit this in the toilet instead. The toilet is more designed, obviously, to deal with things that can solidify without allowing it to clog up your pipes. So you can see this is a nice consistency here. I ended up adding 2 more heaping tablespoons of baking soda to the original 2 heaping tablespoons of baking soda. And you can see how it's a little crumbly. And honestly, that's going to be best because right now it's summertime and we don't use our air conditioning all day. So the toothpaste is going to be a little more melty this time of year in my household. So you can experiment with this recipe, see what you like as far as the consistency. You can adjust the amount of salt to baking soda if you like. The salt does do some cleansing things for your mouth as well as you're brushing, but also the salt helps take that bitter edge away from the baking soda taste. And if you're used to conventional toothpaste, I'm going to warn you right now, you probably are not going to be into the taste of this toothpaste. However, if you can stick with it for a week, you will get used to the baking soda taste and it won't bother you as much. All right, so I hope that helps. I encourage you to give it a try. And if you have any questions for me, as always, I love to answer them in the comments below. Otherwise, that's your wellness tip for the week from the Bodywork Guru. Thanks, everyone.